Good morning. This is Dr. Timothy Scott Beck here at LifePoint Medical, and it's good to talk to you this morning. We're up and running today and are busy already on this Monday morning, June the 23rd of 2025. Yeah, we're back up running full speed. So remember to give us a call if you've got something going on with you, so we can get you in here and get you seen. Just wanted to say a few things. First of all, as far as reflecting on my vacation that I took earlier this month, I was just going to let everybody know that one of the neatest things about that whole trip is we went to a third world country to go into the jungle. But the most interesting thing is I and my kids got to really get a good perception of a third world country and how they operate and everything. And I think it really helped my children to have an appreciation for the way things are here in America. And I think that is so important for people to keep perspective about things. We had a really good time, and it was largely safe for us. But my kids did get to see some of the challenges that third world countries have that we do not even have to deal with here in America, which is a beautiful thing for them to understand. Some other health tips here going on. First of all, we are in a heat wave. Like yesterday, my truck temperature was 104. My staff and I talked about what we want to do. First of all, we want to encourage people to stay hydrated, and it gets really hard during this time of year to stay hydrated because it's so hot and humid that you can literally get out of the shower and you'll be sweating. So a quart of water for breakfast and a quart of water for lunch is a pretty good rule to go by as far as hydrating well during the day. So that's what I recommend for everybody to kind of combat dehydration. And dehydration is a problem that we always have to deal with, and I've harped on it a million times in my videos, but that's just a good rule of thumb if you want to beat the hydration. And of course, when you're outside, you should be drinking continuously, with or without. You can either use regular water or you can use some with electrolytes in it, but I'll tell you, mostly it's just water that you need unless you're in some kind of extreme situation. The other thing that they were talking about, and we've had a few tick bites come in over the last couple of weeks here in the office, quite a few tick bites actually, and some that we've had to treat. The standard of care is if you get a tick bite and you probably need to be seen and be treated empirically for that, so you don't develop Lyme's disease or southern tick associated rash disease or Rocky Mountain spotted fever, which is very uncommon, but I have seen those in this area before in my past. So if you get a tick bite, that's a good reason to give us a call and let us see you promptly and get you seen and get you taken care of. All right. The last little educational bit I want to go over is, and just related to some things I've done this morning, is when you have diabetes, there's a host of other problems that we try to start looking at to prevent you having, because we know that if you have diabetes long enough, you're going to develop these other diseases. One of those is heart disease, and we pay attention to that. But the other one is kidney disease. And that's where over time, if you have elevated sugar over time, your kidneys will start to dysfunction. And we call that diabetes-associated nephropathy, which nephropathy just means disease of the kidneys. And so a lot of times every year we'll have you do a special urinalysis looking for what we call microalbumin in your urine, okay? And that's the first sign that your body may be being affected, or your kidneys may be affected by your diabetes. So anyway, we test everybody annually for their microalbumin, and if you do have protein, this small protein in your urine, which is called albumin, then it may require that you go on some medicines, a special blood pressure medicine called an ACE inhibitor, and or you see a nephrologist if we see that it's advancing or we feel like that would be in your best interest to see the nephrologist. So anyway, that's one of the things we do when you have diabetes. A host of other things we do, like look at your feet and look at your eyes. But this one, we look at your kidneys to see if you're having kidney problems related to diabetes. And diabetes is the #1 cause of people to get dialysis throughout their lifetime. So preventing that and paying attention to your kidneys while you have diabetes is a really important thing that we do. Alrighty, so I went over a lot today. I talked about my experience in a third world country. I talked about the heat here and how you need to hydrate yourself. I talked about tick bites with this warm weather. Ticks are absolutely everywhere. And lastly, I talked about your diabetes and how we look at your kidneys to make sure they don't go bad from your sugar as you get older. Thank you so much for listening to you. And remember, our telephone number is 706-782-0016, which is the hardest way to get a hold of us, even though I have 5 people answering phones. You can go to our website or you can text us, and I don't have my text line available right now, but we can always give you a card that has all of this information on it. Just like you can email us at office@drtsbeck.com, and we check those messages. You can request an appointment during those times. Thank you so much for listening to me. Have a great day, and please call us if you need us. Thank you.